might I say, the Big 12 is the most elite quarterback group in the country.
Count it.
And before this season started, ESPN would not have dared talk about my friend Behren Morton, who now is just launching for 450 yards in first halves alone this season.
No big deal.
ESPN didn't know the name Josh Hoover. Ever heard of a cat named Brennan Sorsby? Anybody here heard of Brennan Sorsby?
Brendan?
Yeah. Sawyer Robertson is now fourth in the Big 12 in QBR. We have not mentioned Sam Leavitt yet, who is not in the top half of the Big 12 conference in QBR, because that's how good this league is. I still think Sam Leavitt is good. Anybody checked in on Arch Manning lately? The number one quarterback in the SEC per ESPN and everybody else in their power rankings. Shout out to CBS Sports for their preseason best quarterback in the SEC, Arch Manning, who threw for 43 yards against UTEP.
Well, hey, look, they can't all be great SEC quarterbacks being the number one quarterback recruit in the country. I mean, they can't all be great. If Arch Manning's going to stink, then certainly DJ Lagway had a great weekend.
Yeah. Or Jackson Arnold, maybe, against the Samford Bulldogs. Could he have, against the South Alabama Jaguars? Yeah. There was another very good quarterback who did not have a great weekend against the Samford Bulldogs. We
not spotless, let's say that. Yeah,
save that one for a bit. We live in a world where Ryan Staub, who we all remember, and it's great to me that
solidified quarterback.
Ryan Staub's head coach didn't exactly know the name Ryan Staub until 14 days ago. Deion Sanders called him Martin Luther Staub. Awesome. I can't say that. Deion can.
Checks out.
Get that out there. He is ahead of Sam Leavitt and Avery Johnson in QBR. Also ahead of, now it's 17th in the league, Bear Bachmeier, 17th in the Big 12. Nico Marchiol is down there at 15th, but we're talking about Bear Bachmeier, who's undefeated and a true freshman.
We're also talking about them being like guys we would pick to be down at the bottom to begin with. You know what I mean? Like every conference has to have them.
Sure. Yeah. But we're talking about Bear Bachmeier, who has not looked bad.
Yeah, you're right. Undefeated. Nico just had a big win.
Yeah.
Over the ACC.
Our worst quarterbacks, Sam Leavitt's probably still a first-round draft pick, and he's 13th in the Big 12. Avery Johnson is probably a fourth or fifth-round draft pick now. He's been ruined by Matt Wells, but he's still a name that the New York Times is posting as their Heisman Trophy winner preseason. We're talking about now, based on the law of averages, the worst quarterbacks in the Big 12 from a QBR standpoint still being somewhat household college football names or playing for top 25 teams or undefeated teams. That just goes to show when the most famous quarterback in the country, Arch Manning, is hot ass, how good the Big 12 is right now compared to the big bad SEC.
Where would you slate Arch Manning amongst this group of quarterbacks?
He's not as good as Sawyer Robertson.
Nope.
He is not as electric as Devon Dampier.
Nope.
He's not as consistent as Rocco Becht. He doesn't have the experience and the journeyman dog mentality of a Connor Wegman.
Not as good as Connor Wegman right now. Straight up. He's
or Noah Fafita. Here's where you get in that random spot of I forget Colorado has 4 or 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
If you're
could be better than Salter, could be.
10-13. He's not as good as Sam Leavitt. He's still not as good as Avery Johnson. Hell, Nico Marchiol has done more to win his team a game than my friend Arch Manning.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess that's true.
A head coach in college football called Bear Bachmeier a GD centaur.
Something.
Whereas, not to completely cut you off, but whereas we're hearing on the one hand, Bear Bachmeier is a GD centaur. On the other hand, Arch Manning's own head coach is saying, good, I'm glad our fan base booed him. Maybe he'll actually play well now.
Which is somehow not I don't think it's the worst thing he said about the quarterback. He also was chastising a reporter for asking if Arch is hurt when clearly the entire country is wondering why does this guy not throw the same way? Why is he doing that? Why is he, throwing and we see the replay of him wincing as he's throwing? And Steve Sarkisian would be like, how dare you? How dare you ask that? But yeah, I mean, like we wouldn't put Arch in the top half of this conference. I think that's fair to say. And even we talk about Lagway. Lagway was in the game mainly because Garrett Nussmeier, one of the top returning quarterbacks in the country, couldn't really move the ball, couldn't put the game away. And that's now SU offense that I think's been underwhelming. And let's take it past the SEC, shall we? I mean, one of the other big time names for returning quarterbacks was Cade Klubnik. He wouldn't be in the top 4 or 5 in Big 12 quarterbacks right now with his performance so far this season. Like that's how good we're talking about. We weren't kidding in the offseason. We were not kidding in June and July. Like this was going to be the best quarterback conference in the country. And so far, so good, man. Like genuinely, you got a 20-10 out of DJ Lagway and Garrett Nussmeier. This is the best quarterback conference in America. Full stop.
There's only one league where it just means more, to the point that a quarterback in Behren Morton, who I've seen be really bad, by the way.
The best quarterback in the SEC is Blake Shapen. Random thought. Sorry.
Yeah, he won that game. Behren Morton this year is good. Completed just 23 passes. I'm going to say just because it was to the tune of 464 yards against Power 4 Oregon State. 4 touchdowns. That's good. That's good. Bad. In a week where we didn't see elite level play out of Sawyer Robertson, who may still be the best quarterback in the Big 12 conference. I believe that, and possibly it's my Baylor bias showing, but he could be. We did see elite play out of Behren Morton. And then please peep the stat line of Josh Hoover from TCU. 337 yards and 4 touchdowns on 21 completions. We've got guys just doing that in their sleep against good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And that is just something the SEC doesn't have the liberty of right now. And I'm okay with that. Coming up, does the Big 12 have the liberty of Kalani Sitake no longer trying to dominate the top of the league? Whoa! He's leaving? Locked on Big 12, locked on Baylor. Today's show is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is where I've gone to win money. Prize Picks? It's the craziest thing. Dallas Cowboys are playing yesterday on my TV. And I hate that I'm a Cowboys fan. I hate the Cowboys. Because I'm a fan of the Cowboys, I do not like them. Because they frustrate me all of the time. But I still put bukus of money on them, is that a word, every weekend, including the over on receiving yards for Kefande Turpin. Count it. The over on passing yards for Dak Prescott. Count it. And the over on receiving yards, and receptions for CeeDee Lamb. And that's what I do. I go to Prize Picks and I do it. I put more on all of them. And in less than 60 seconds, you can turn your money into even more money with Prize Picks. It's quick. It's easy. Honestly, my favorite way to follow along with football as well. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONCollege to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONCollege for $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Then, today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel's where I go in the middle of the game to say the Dallas Cowboys are going to win. Reluctantly, they're going to win. And they did in overtime against the Giants. Classic game, 40-37, as we all thought it would be. The NFL season being here, you can go live bet. I mean, I got the odds at like plus 450 for the Cowboys to win it on their final drive with 25 seconds to go. And they did. New customers can bet just $5. If your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app right now. Makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team, like me, or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. Are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app today by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet for a chance at $300 in bonus bets. Do it all right now and do it with FanDuel.